Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TCR Express. I'm digital media editor Warren Frey, and with me I have special guest.
Oh, special guest. That's nice, Warren. It's Lindsey Cole, editor of the Daily Commercial News and Journal of Commerce. I feel very privileged to be here today.
Well, check your privilege, please. Yeah. Normally Russell's in here giving us stuff from the West, but today we have Lindsey giving us some stuff that's happening in the East. But first, we're going to start with COVID because it looks like in various forms, both here in BC and in Ontario, reopening is kind of sort of happening. Lindsey, you start with what's happening in the East, and then I'll go into what may be happening in the West.
Yeah, I think we'll use the term reopening in quotation marks here in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely, and I'm not sure on the details in BC there, Warren, and I know that they'll be coming out, but here in Ontario, we've been in lockdown, and so now it looks like for our audience, I thought I would kind of discuss that. It's looking like June 14th for the resumption of all construction projects. Now, most construction, from what I know, has been able to continue, but there has been some that haven't. So June 14th looks like that's what's going to happen. But we'll use the caveat that the province is being, I say, cautious. They've launched a 3-step roadmap to reopen, which was unveiled by our Premier, Doug Ford. Very much so contingent on vaccinations as well as where our public health indicators are at that time. So obviously numbers and vaccinations play a role. So for step 1, they're hopeful to have 60% of adults vaccinated. Step 2 is 70% vaccinated with 20% with 2 doses. And then step 3 is 70 to 80% of adults with 1 dose and 25% with 2 doses. So obviously, these are targets that they're looking to meet, and that plays a role for the industry in the sense that it kind of gauges where things will be at and what will be opened up across the province. So from what we're all seeing, it seems fairly positive, but things can change on a dime. So I think they're just being cautious from what I gather. Interestingly, though, definitely correlated with construction more than just an overarching reopening plan. Have to commend EllisDon and their partners on the project, which are Flynn, Modern Niagara, and the Central Ontario Building Trades. They opened on, I believe it was May 19th, a COVID-19 vaccination pop-up clinic. So it was directly like construction industry stakeholders banding together to launch this clinic. And so the vaccination clinic, which is in Mississauga out here, is open to employees, I believe subs, some family members, and it's just a really great endeavor that I think that they were able to embark on. I know they had to jump through a lot of hoops to get it off the ground in order to be able to host it. So, kudos to them. It's a very proactive step, and I know a lot of the industry was appreciative in their efforts on that. So, I mean, you got to admit that's a pretty big move for a company and their partners to
Totally,
do something like that. So the clinic is going to be open to EllisDon and partner employees, their workers and their families that are within the same household, who are 18 years of age and older, and who live and work or frequent in the region of Peel. So Mississauga's in the region of Peel. So yeah, it's kind of a nice partnership opportunity and something that is taking place till tomorrow, actually, May 26th. So I'm sure, I know, according to some articles and whatnot that I've seen, it was busy from the get-go. So I just wanted to mention it because I think it's a unique effort and a proactive step on behalf of the industry. So yeah.
Yeah, in terms of what's going on in the West, we were never as locked down as Ontario to begin with, although they did sort of in March, they were sort of going into their gradual restart, and then cases started flying upwards, so they sort of stepped back on that. So we still had people going to restaurants, but you had to be on a patio. You can go to stores, but you got to have a mask on. And it's not like the States where the CDC is saying, well, if you're double vaccinated, which nobody is anyway, you don't have to have a mask. It's nothing like that. But the problem here was that Oregon, I think Thursday, maybe Friday, basically said, oh yeah, we're going to announce our circuit breaker stuff on, or the lack thereof, on Tuesday. And he didn't really go into detail. So people are wildly speculating about what's actually happening. And I've heard you see a lot of local anchors on TV going, well, he does tend to say stuff and then pedal it back. So that's the general feeling, that it won't be quite as much of a giant opening as it's made out to sound. And Bonnie Henry has made a point of saying this is going to be gradual throughout the summer, which is what you'd expect anyway. And hasn't, I don't think, really affected construction, because construction has been ongoing throughout this whole thing, really since the pandemic started. There hasn't been a whole
you guys
lot
have always been essential.
clawback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it hasn't been a real thing, which is surprising, because I'm sure they're under the same risk as anybody in Ontario would be. It's not really that much different in conditions other than the amount of cases that were at hand. But also, they proved they knew what they're doing. Not that Ontario didn't, but it's at the end of the day, it's not up to them. It's up to the province's health authorities. So.
Well, this is it. So, it's just interesting to see all these variables and considerations that are taken into consideration for various different provinces. It's obviously been a fascinating rollout, not one I think anyone's ever wanting to see again, but certainly fascinating and impressive, I think, on behalf of our industry. So, kudos to you guys out there. That's pretty much it for the COVID spectrum of things thus far out here, out east. But to kind of stay on the EllisDon train, I just thought I would highlight something that our reporter Angela Gismondi is working on this week. Very interesting. So I highlighted a local effort, but this is a global effort. EllisDon is actually embarked on a really interesting project in Dubai that we thought we would delve into. I'm not going to get into too much details, because I know that you're going to go into it a little bit further in this podcast, but basically the EllisDon's energy and digital services team has been selected to work on this kind of mixed-use high-rise building in the heart of Dubai. So kind of neat. Not sure what that's going to entail. I look forward to seeing more details about it. But I know that you're going to be touching on that a little bit further. So
I will indeed.
Yes.
And you have one more thing from the east, right?
I do. This is also really cool. Kind of something I wanted to mention, just because in anticipation, next month we're actually doing our Women in Construction feature. But prior to that, we had a nice story, kind of a education-based story that one of our freelancers, Dawn Proctor, wrote. And it's on a Sudbury College student. Her name was Kate Keeney, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But she's a 22-year-old second-year business admin student at Cambrian College. She embarked on this competition that the Cambrian was hosting with RBC. And took home the top prize of $3,000. But what's really cool about it is her idea is a company she named Rosie Construction and Renovations, kind of after Rosie the Riveter is what I conceive from the
One would
profile.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. Anyways, it's a construction startup company solely operated and employed by women. So very ambitious and cool idea as it sits right now. Obviously, it's a great idea that was pitched for a competition, but she was charged with developing a business plan and coming up with a fairly comprehensive strategy on how this would work. But more than that, I think she was just trying to showcase, as the story alludes to, that it's giving a woman a leg up to provide gainful employment and addressing the skilled trade shortage. So there's been so many initiatives that have been great to help women in construction and to bolster the number of women in construction more specifically. But this was just kind of a really cool story about an idea that I actually hadn't heard about before, like an entire company run by women in construction. That would be something very different. So kudos to her. I wanted to give her a shout out, and the story will be up online this week. So pretty neat on the DCN side. So you can look forward to kind of reading all about it and seeing exactly what her idea entailed.
And as Lindsey mentioned, Angela spoke with Robert Barnes, Vice President, Energy and Digital Services at EllisDon, to learn more about the company's role in the development of one of Dubai's most technologically advanced commercial towers. The Energy and Digital Services team has been selected to deliver its managed services solution for ICD Brookfield Place, a mixed-use high-rise building located in the heart of Dubai International Financial Center in the United Arab Emirates. The team will support the intelligent infrastructure deployed during the construction of the building and will provide both on-site and remote support and maintenance of the converged building network, the wireless network, the VoIP network, and the building firewalls, including access management via the virtual private network. Angela also spoke with Tyler Davey, the CEO of Alcumus North America, to discuss the pain points safety leaders face being unable to aggregate and analyze key safety metrics. Alcumus recently launched an enhanced version of Safety Intelligence, which is a robust operating engine to help organizations leverage safety data and deliver data insights so businesses can utilize the right data to save time, prevent workplace incidents, and proactively manage their team to enhance their safety program. Staff writer Don Wall recently wrote on the cement and concrete sector in a story that will be online soon. Cement Association of Canada Vice President Adam Auer told panelists gathered for a Canada Green Building Council webinar that the cement and concrete sector welcomes new sustainability mandates issued by the federal government, such as the federal government's Healthy Environment and Healthy Economy Plan, which was launched last December, and it targets heavy industry and has direct references to the impacts of cement on greenhouse gases. The Federal Green Government Directive requires the use of Portland limestone cement by 2022, the adoption of Environmental Product Declarations, EPDs, the same year, and a 30% reduction in embodied greenhouse gases by 2025. Don also recently interviewed an executive with the developer Canderel about Canderel's purchase of land on St. Clair Avenue West in Toronto with plans to build 3 residential towers, retail upgrade, and a new public park. That's a major development, and there's already zoning in place. If you'd like to hear more episodes of TCR Express or the Friday Construction Record podcast, you can listen to us on Amazon Music, Apple Music, Spotify, or at dailycommercialnews.com or journalcommerce.com. Thanks.